I just remembered something that is a great bit. Like, so this is actually one of these, for the environmentalists, an image that it totally fits. It's something you're actually seeing take place, that you're actually seeing the dilemma. Cyberpunk scenery, Ghost in the Shell 2 Innocence, the Northern Territories. So I believe this would be like Sakhalin Island, possibly, or one of those that's up there, Kamchatka or whatever. And so at a certain point, you have to find like kind of this stuff that's background info. And the background info was this. What happened in that part of the world was it became the place for fundamentally AIs and data centers to be put. And this exploded. And so eventually, and it requires tremendous amounts, he understood even back then, this would require tremendous amounts of energy inputs. So what you end up getting are these towering data centers. So not really a lot of people in buildings, but there are. But it's like this entire city-state of data centers that's choked in smoke all the time. So everyone has to wear masks, and it's in that anime, Ghost in the Shell 2. So like that's what the world of data centers, like a nightmare world of them, would be like. And so now everyone's starting to find out, as I had heard rumor of, but now there's actually a Zero Hedge article on it, is that straight up there is now the issue of Google has to leave California because there's no way they would be able to get the requisite amount of electricity and abide by California's emission standards. California cannot provide Google with enough electricity for it to run the kind of storage of information and processing that they require for the level of AI that they would be experimenting with and developing at all times. They don't, and then it got into, actually, in fact, with how many companies are working on this kind of thing, the level that it's going to get to, once it's scaled, you then there's an AI of a certain brand that a company uses, it licenses, and it uses that AI so that its workers can figure things out, and could just ask the AI about, how do I find this, where is that, this, that, and the other, but that it also has to update itself constantly to another, like a hub of some sort. And there's going to be certain amounts of information it shares and does in diagnostics all the time on its behavior, which would be very complicated. This would be very, very complicated diagnostics and updating. So that's the other part, is you need very good and consistent communication systems as well. So those can't go down. So at every part of this requires electricity. And there's simply nothing outside of fossil fuels that provide that amount of electricity at present, and for the scalable part of the future. From store all the way to local hub, regional hub, and then satellite, the satellite uplink, so it's just something I was thinking about, like, as I was looking, that's now the thing, is that so now apparently this is the crisis with AI and green energy, is that they're like, well, we could have one, but we can't have the other for absolute